Yesterday left us at the bottom of Fravart Basin. Today we would drop down into the Crystal River Valley. Most of our day would be spent hiking down this valley to our resupply stash, then resupplied back up to Geneva Lake. I was really looking forward to dropping down into the valley as it paralleled one of the largest waterfalls on the entire hike. Woo! We woke up to another beautiful day. Everyone was packing up at different speeds, so they started hitting the trail at different times, and I said, that's okay, let's just meet at the falls, knowing there was a big falls up ahead. Wednesday morning, we're headed down the valley looking for the falls. Another great day here in the Maroon Bells area on the Four Pass Loop. However, I forgot to define waterfall. There were lots of little waterfalls before we got to the big falls. This is a spot to see it, huh?
I don't know. Is there more? There was one. It may be better down up the road.
Oh, there's going to be a lot more waterfall. There's a huge waterfall down the way.
Oh, so I stopped too soon.
Oh yeah. This is just a precursor. I liked the campsite we had picked, but as we got closer to the falls, you could see lots of little trails leaving the path to other campsites that would have been really nice as well. We finally started our descent, and you could clearly hear the waterfall off to the right, but it was much harder to actually see it through the trees. I did manage to find one spot where I could get close to it and get a picture, but that was actually the upper part of the falls, not the main falls. Now this is what I call a switchback. Oh, how you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Yeah, a bit technical there. I think that's probably the worst of it. And we finally emerge from our trip down the river waterfall into the beautiful valley down below. And that is a waterfall. Now that's a waterfall.
There's what you were looking for.
Yep. Now down in the valley, you can see some other trails leading off to campgrounds that would have also been a good choice, especially if you like the sound of waterfalls off in the distance as you drop to sleep at night. Okay, I met these guys starting out. They went the opposite way around the loop, and here we meet halfway around the other side.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Awesome. Great seeing Kansas City again.
Yeah, all right. Have a good trip.
Okay, thanks, you too.
If you watched the day one video, I warned you to remember these gals when we first met them coming up. Now that we had gone down into the valley, the rest of our day would be following the North Fork of the Crystal River down this valley to our resupply Jeep. Not a bad view, huh?
No, I'm fine, thank you. Howdy. This guy's taking one of us right now.
Okay.
So.
Sorry.
Most of the trail was on the other side of the river, so one of the first things we had to do was get down to the river and make our crossing. Dave's just going to walk across.
Oh, there's Dave. I love the indecision, Dave.
It's easy.
That's confident.
And refreshing.
Dry socks in his bag.
And these shoes actually drain pretty well. I've been surprised.
Awesome. Once across this creek, the wildflowers once again stole the show, but this time with the added ambience of rushing water beside us.
Flash is quick. They were eating. I guess it's the cloud. I don't know. They were just swarming.
All right, this is the split. If you head to the right, you're going up a 2,100 foot climb. If you head to the left, you're going to Geneva Lake. That's what we're going to do. We had now left the official four-pass loop and were on our way to the Geneva Lake trailhead, where our Jeep was waiting for us in the parking lot with a resupply of food. Where I looked at this as a resupply, it became clear that those who had struggled up the pass yesterday were looking at this more than a resupply. They looked at the Jeep as an escape hatch from taking on 2 more passes. Throughout the previous night and this day, there had been some really hard decisions being made. And as we got closer to the Jeep, it was finally decided that 2 of our company were going to take the Jeep and leave, with only 3 of us left to finish the loop. So there was mixed emotions as we finished this part of the hike. The fellowship of the four-pass loop was about to be broken. In a script that could have been written for Frodo and Sam, Brian, the strongest hiker of our group, insisted that if his friend Tim quit, he was going to quit too, because friendship is more important than backpacking. but Tim encouraged him to go on and not quit on his account. With all these thoughts and discussions, we finally came around the corner to the now familiar site of the Geneva Lake waterfall. We were here last year, and we'd seen it from the Jeep as we brought up the food, so it was a comforting, almost coming home-like sight for us. The hike up to Geneva Lake basically follows this waterfall all the way to the top, so this was a very significant point for us on the hike. However, there was one new thing. We had to cross the river that this waterfall fed to get to the other side in order to get to the trailhead. This was one of those crossings that involves taking your boots off, putting on your water shoes, then to the other side, drying your feet and getting your boots all put back on, so it took some time. As we were doing this, someone looked up the trail and yelled, "Moose!" Sure enough, we had surprised a moose that was coming down to the river, no doubt to take a drink. However, the moose was right on our trail out, so we made lots of noise going up the trail to make sure there were no surprises.
Hello, Mr. Moose. Coming through if you're here. Don't want to startle anybody. We'll let you go get your drink as soon as we get up.
As it turned out, this wasn't just one moose, it was a mother and her baby.
Hey, I'm coming on up. Is that okay?
Knowing it was a protective mom only made the situation even more complicated.
Oh, hi. Didn't notice you. It's okay, I'm just taking the trail. I'll leave you alone. No problem. No problem. I just wanted to come up the trail.
The situation was getting tense, but Mr. Moose just calmly chomped on some leaves like, "What are you looking at?"
Yeah, I need to get up the trail there.
At this point, I decided it would be prudent to give her some space, so I decided to back down the trail for a bit. It was a tense standoff for a while, but fortunately the moose decided to move off the trail, and so we could pass through.
They're not on the trail now. Okay, thank you for letting us get by.
I was relieved to finally get by, and once past, I decided I'd get a little video. The moose did not like that, and you can't see it very well, but he started to false charge me, so I quickly went on my way. This moose was all business, no pictures.
It's okay. I'm going. I'm going.
We all passed without further incident and found ourselves in another beautiful field of wildflowers with beautiful mountains behind them. It was an amazing hike, except for the thought that our company would soon be parting ways.
That was the 1.2.
So we're there now,
Yeah.
but now we gotta go another 0.4.
And he may do that again.
Well, I'm not on purpose. Not on purpose.
Right, right.
The grassy slope up ahead with the little Christmas-like trees on it is where the Jeep is at. We were soon there, and with all our goodbyes said and resupplies taken, The 3 remaining hikers turned around to head back up to Geneva Lake and climb the waterfall. This is an absolutely beautiful hike, but it's all uphill, very difficult, and I was weighed down with 3.5 days worth of food, so I didn't get a lot of video, but what little I did shows the beauty of this place.
We have arrived once again. I claim this land for the next 2 nights, just like we did last year.